I don't want to eat chicken from a 3D printer. Here's everything you need to know about the Campbell soup boycott. A former Campbell's employee, Robert Garza, secretly recorded a meeting held in November of 2024 with senior exec Martin Bailey, then a VP at Campbell's. In the recording, Bailey allegedly called Campbell's products shit for poor people, claimed the chicken meat in the soup was bioengineered or even from a 3D printer, made racist remarks against his employees. Now, Garza went along and filed a lawsuit after he felt that he was retaliated against, even fired for bringing this information up. Now, there's really no definite clues if or evidence that the meat is 3D printed or bioengineered, but we're about to jump into it. Let's go ahead and check out the downfall of Campbell's soup. Since then, Campbell's has posted this. We're proud of the food we make and high quality ingredients we use. Our soups are made with 100% real antibiotic free chicken from the United States. We're thankful for the millions of people who buy and enjoy our food, but for more than 150 years, we've made food that we serve at our own tables and will continue to do so for everyone who invites us into their home. We use quality ingredients in real chicken always. Now, guys, I don't know about you, but I've grown up to have Campbell's chicken noodle soup. Every time I would have a fever as a kid, guess what I get? I would get saltine crackers and a can of chicken noodle soup to shake back. Those are the Campbell's soup memories that most of us have. But to be honest, the 3D printed chicken thought just scares me. But I gathered some clips. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Employee who recorded Campbell vice president's outburst receives death threats after exposing vice president's contempt for the poor. Countless netizens vow to boycott Campbell products. Campbell loses over $100 million in market value in a single day. But Robert is now in the most dangerous position. Robert accidentally recorded executives' outbursts during a meeting, his first glimpse of the company's internal contempt for consumers. Family urged him to stay silent. This isn't your fight. He hesitated, but thinking of those surviving on canned soup, those families treated as cheap guinea pigs, he chose to release the recording. After the recording surfaced, he received hundreds of private messages. Some accused him of ruining the company and his own career. Others threatened to shut him up. The most ironic part is that the truth teller faces persecution, while the liars need only issue an apology statement. Now Robert can only hide with his family in a rented apartment, daring not to meet anyone. Robert stated, "I never intended to bring down the company. I just wanted consumers to know how they're being viewed." Robert has now sued Campbell Soup Company, seeking compensation for wrongful termination.
Ooh, that's tough, man. Your whole family is on a run because you were a whistleblower, per se. Could you call him a whistleblower? Could you call him and go tell it? Some things you probably didn't need to say out of the confidence of what's going on. Yes, the vice president at the time was a shitty guy, a bad guy, what they would call, just a horrible D person. You get what I'm saying? But was that enough for you to go and tell? And now your whole family is on the run. Did he make the right decision? I don't know. A lot of the workers don't think that he did. They're out there pressing him for it. Let's keep watching.
Move over Target. The crown for the stupidest company on the stock market now belongs to the Campbell's Company, ticker symbol CPB. The Campbell's Company is currently trading for $30.56. It's down 3.3% today alone, and it's down for all the wrong reasons. And that's because Campbell's is currently mired in a lawsuit by a former employee. And that former employee claims that a senior VP at Campbell's mocked poor people who buy their food. But what's even worse is that former employee secretly recorded the entire exchange. And in it, the senior VP says the above, which isn't safe for me to repeat on TikTok. But the recording gets even worse. The senior VP goes on to talk about their Indian employees, saying that they're idiots and that they can't even think for themselves. And although this former employee went to his direct manager to file a complaint, just 20 days later, he was fired from his job. And while this controversy may very well just blow over, the Campbell's Company really handicapped themselves by not doing something sooner, making them, in my opinion, the stupidest company on the stock market.
Now, as you can see, this Garza guy told it all, and now the stocks are paying the price. There's a big dip going on in Campbell Soup, but does that mean it's just because of him or just because of the product alone? Let's go ahead and take a look at where Campbell stands at right now. As you can see here at late 2025, yeah, Robert pretty much is tanking this company right now. And a lot of people that maybe invested stocks into the company or much more, their 401k, whatever it may be, they're probably the ones that are really pissed off right now. And I don't blame them because their future and all the money that they invested in stock, they're literally going down the drain.
Do you remember opening a can of soup, Campbell's soup most of the time, and sitting down in front of the TV when you weren't feeling well, or, the first sign of fall, the chills would set in, and you felt much better having a can of Campbell's chicken soup? Well, I just found out the chicken in the chicken soup wasn't real chicken. It's bioengineered, along with the meat in the other cans that they would sell. Bioengineered so that they would cut out any possibility of having anything healthy in that can, just so that they could make more money off of each can. Yeah, let that sink in. How many of those cans have we had growing up?
Now, that still doesn't leave us with the fact, is this chicken fake? Now, if you ever looked or tried Campbell's soup, there's many pieces of cubed chicken in there. The broth, let's face it, one of a kind. They always shake you back from having the illness, right? But I did find out how Campbell's chicken soup technically is how it's actually made, but we're going to talk about that too.
Each can contains 216 noodles that would reach 32 feet. First, 1,200-pound boxes of frozen cube chicken are unloaded and weighed out into recipe-sized portions.
As you can see here, there's cube chicken that they brought in to add to their soup that's already frozen. Is it 3D printed?
Meanwhile, a batch of classic Campbell's broth is mixed up in the biggest stock pot you will ever see. In this 700-gallon kettle, water, chicken stock, and spices are blended together. Workers test and taste each batch to make sure the flavor is just right. In another area, fresh pasta dough is made for the noodles.
Well, that's really refreshing to see that fresh pasta is made for these noodles. Hey, look, we might get frozen chicken, but they are making broth from, I wouldn't say from scratch. They're making broth and fresh pasta noodles. Let's keep watching.
It begins by combining eggs and water, then mixing them with flour. The dough is kneaded, then forced through an extruder that creates a flat sheet. Finally, the dough is sliced into the famous noodles, then cut and dropped into cans. The cans then ride to a filling machine where the chicken and broth are poured on top of the noodles.
Okay, guys, just as I said before, there's no definite proof that the chicken is 3D printed, but it does come to the, the warehouse or the plant or the factory. Yeah, frozen cubed. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Let's jump back into the clips.
Campbell's soup executive who's out of the job after the release of a recording where he makes disparaging remarks about Indian workers and says the products, meaning Campbell's soups, are meant for poor people. I did a TikTok on this. It kind of went viral. Campbell said Wednesday that Martin Bally, a vice president in information technology, is no longer employed by the company. It comes after they determined that the recording with Bally is authentic. They say the recording was shared as part of a wrongful termination lawsuit filed by a former employee against the company. CBS News was able to obtain part of that recorded phone call. Here is part of that conversation.
I don't buy Campbell's products barely anymore. It's unhealthy. Now that I know what the in it. Even in a can of soup, I look at it and you can eat bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer, do you?
The statement from Campbell's goes on to say, in part, we are proud of the food we make, the people who make it, and the high-quality ingredients we use to provide consumers with good food at a good value.
It's really crazy how one person with too many drinks can probably ruin an entire company's value and long history. It sounded to me like he was maybe into many drinks, right? He sounds like there was a band or a performance in the background. It almost sounded like he was at Mardi Gras, to be honest, with marching bands. But yeah, this is why you never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. And you always want to treat people with respect. You're the vice president. Why are you going off to a company employee about stuff like this, man? That is crazy.
Yeah, Campbell's, y'all might as well go ahead and hang it up. Stop production right now. Y'all might as well go ahead. Y'all out of business. Yeah, y'all did wrong for this. We've been eating this shit. Not even turning around, paying attention to the back of the label. Y'all just opened my eyes. I'm looking at everything now. So with Campbell's, don't make another can. And I got this, Aldi's brand. And what do you know? Contains bioengineered food ingredient. See, this what they serving us. This what it's crazy because it ain't no way in hell it's that many chickens in the damn world. So we should have known.
It is required to list all your ingredients, starting with the main one, as you can see on this label on the can, that it's mostly chicken stock, modified cornstarch, and other vegetable seasonings, and then you get into a little bit of the meat. It's not even one of the main ingredients. It's far from down the line. So keep that in mind when you're checking out Campbell Soup's ingredients. When I think about soup, I don't think about whey. Not sure why we're putting whey in soup. I can only imagine it's for what, protein purposes and other things like a thickening agent or for the flavor, but didn't need that really at all. I don't think whey is a preservative. That's why you have the other preservatives listed. But come on, now, make it make sense. Make it make sense. Is Campbell's just basic noodle soup? I think so.
And on another note, fuck Campbell Soup. Here's the thing, if they say that and they putting like 3D printer food, 3D printer meats in their shit, fuck that, stop that. Somebody made a good point too about McDonald's and all these goddamn meat chains, these hamburger chains. You producing a whole lot of hamburgers. What does that meat look like? Now that I know that they are 3D printing meat, chicken and shit, fuck that. Say less. Stop going. Keep your money in your pocket. If you have to eat apples and oranges, wash them shits. But if you have to eat that shit till you figure it out, stop eating these processed foods. Because they don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about us. I'm so sick of this shit, and I'm glad it's all being exposed.
All right, guys, at the end of the day, this is what's happening at Campbell's. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. And then after watching this video, are you still going to eat Campbell soup? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.